Alchemist. I'm going to help you guys create a character on D&D Beyond. So obviously you're going to go to dndbeyond.com, click on the little hamburger icon once you've made your account, go to creations, my characters, and then you're going to hit create a character. It might look a little different because you won't have a character yet, whereas I have like 5. So you're going to go to standard, the standard character creation method. You can name it whatever. I will name this person after my cat because that's who I have in front of me. So I'm going to name Corazon. You don't have to change any of this. It's going to be Milestone, even though we might not even need that because it's just a one-shot. But if you guys really like it, then Matt is prepared to have it continue. So hit point type, you're going to change that into manual so that you can change that yourself. Change this into no encumbrance because we don't play with that shit. And then you're going to click the arrow. So for races, I personally suggest making like choosing your class first, because depending on your class, your racial features can help you with that. For me, I am going to go with a half-elf because I love my half-elves. So you just click choose race, and then you're going to do your ability score increase. So all of that means is that you get to choose. So depending on what kind of race you pick, there are different types of racial traits that you get to do. So for example, with a half-elf, you get a +2 to your charisma score and a +1 to 2 other ability scores. So I am going to pick Constitution and Wisdom. Why not? Your skill versatility. So quite a few races do this where you just gain proficiency in like some skills. All that means is that you get an extra bonus to that skill, which is really helpful. And this is again why I say to pick your class first, because then you'll know what you're really going to be going for. So here I am going to choose, I'm going to choose performance and insight. Insight and it's called like perception are 2 of the most important skills in D&D, in my opinion, as well as other things like investigation and athletics or acrobatics. Because I'm a half-elf, I get to choose an extra language. It doesn't really matter all that much, to be perfectly honest. I'm just going to hit Gnomish. So here I'm going to choose class. So the way that I was building my my half-elf is with performance and insight and an ability score increase to my constitution and wisdom. Honestly, the constitution and wisdom is just because those are generally what you need to roll for saving throws when you like get into trouble or whatever. But a half-elf gives me an extra 2 to charisma. So I chose all of that because I'm going to go with a bard. So there are many different classes. The real question in choosing a class is, do you want to be frontline, middle line, or in the back? Frontline would be like heavy fighters, like a barbarian, fighter, obviously, a monk, a paladin, which could kind of be frontline or middle, but really more front. Like those are like your heavies. A middle line is more support and ranged combat. Like you would have a bard, your cleric, a druid, a ranger, and a rogue. in your middle line. For your back line, that's really where you get your casters. So like your wizard, your warlock, your sorcerer. Again, I did my half elf more, like I set it up more for a bard. So what all of this really means is just like the extra little things that you get per level. So your hit die is going to be one, like it's going to say right here for a bard, it's 1d8 per bard level. For like, again, depending on where you are on the fighting lines, that's going to change. For example, with the casters, you have less hit points, you have less health because you're not very combat heavy. If you're a barbarian or fighter, for example, your health is going to be higher just because you need it to be. So I'm going to click Bard. Every class has different little things that they give you. For a Bard, you get different proficiencies. So I'm just gonna click a couple instruments because I am really good at playing certain things. And my skills are also I'm going to be proficient in several other skills as well. You'll notice that the two that I chose earlier are gone. Because I've already picked them, you can't pick them twice. So here I am going to choose, like I said, investigation and perception, because that's always nice, and stealth. So then I'm going to click the arrow, and here, for your ability scores, you are going to go to manual. Now, what you're going to want to do is I unfortunately don't have any dice with me right now. You're going to grab 4 normal dice, so D6s, 6-sided dice, and you're going to roll all 4 of them. You're going to get rid of the lowest number, so say I rolled a 6, a 5, a 4, and a 1, you drop the 1. So it's the 3 highest die